congratulations on this brand new album. I've had a chance to sit down and take a listen to it, and it's an absolutely amazing album, so congratulations.
Thanks so much, mate.
So, mate, this is an album that was really written from the heart. Could you tell us a little bit about what this album is about and what it means to you? Because I know it's something very, very personal.
Yeah, absolutely. So Lionheart is a tribute to my father. He passed away 4 years ago after a pretty lengthy battle with multiple sclerosis. He was diagnosed when he was 39, and I was only 6 at the time, and he managed to fight the disease for about 28 years. So I wanted to write something as a tribute to him, and also as a way to sort of reflect on my loss and the hardship.
Did you find it difficult to write? Because I know for myself, having lost a partner in the past, I've always found it very, very difficult to write about her. Did you find it difficult to write, or did you find it quite easy to write because it was so heartfelt?
Yeah, it's a really good question, and first of all, I'm sorry to hear about your loss. In the beginning, not as much. I think that everything kind of poured out initially. Then when things started to become, I guess when my creative sort of perfectionist sort of side sort of came in, and I started to critique things a lot, I did find it difficult in the middle, and I actually ended up taking a fair bit of time away from the writing, just to kind of let things sort of naturally work their way out. I had these songs, not all of the ones on Lionheart, but I had probably about half of them written in 2017, so a fair time ago, and I was pretty keen to record them then, but I decided to just kind of let them sit for a bit, and I'm so glad I did, because last year in the first lot of lockdowns, I went back and I looked at those songs, and I had this feeling inside of me that was kind of telling me, hey, you've got to actually do something with this. So I think, to answer your question, no at the start, but then once I started to sort of, critique them too much, yes, but it was a matter of time where I just kind of felt like, okay, I feel at home with these now. I feel confident in being able to share them.
One of the things I found so beautiful in the press release about this album too was it talked about your work with children in schools, and it talked about the fact that this is also an album dedicated to all the Lionhearts out there, the people that have to overcome obstacles in their everyday life. Tell us a little bit about how the children that you worked with also influenced some of this album as well.
Yeah, so I think, and it sort of goes with what I was saying in the last question, that whilst I was processing the whole loss, and whilst I was processing these songs, I was able to spend time in my profession, aside from music, as a teacher, and really start to make the connections between all of these amazing people that are in our lives and around us that are battling and showing great courage each and every day. And I started to feel that this record was a bit more than just Dad. It represented a lot more than that, and it represented all the other people that had influenced me. So, in terms of particular songs, there's nothing that's a direct reference or link to sort of one person in particular. It's more a reflection of the concept of courage and the people that are actually, facing adversity and doing an incredible job doing that.
This feels like an album, when I listen to it, that a lot of people are going to listen to it and they're going to relate to these tracks. Are you ready for the fact that some people might reach out to you when they listen to these tracks and say, hey, that track reminded me of my mum, or this track reminded me of my dad as well?
So that's a really good question, mate. And I actually, I thought initially that I was, and then, and I feel like I am more equipped now, but I had to go through the experience of when I released the first single, which was called Lionheart, and all of a sudden, within that week, exactly what you just mentioned happened, and I had all these, not hundreds of people, but I had quite a fair few people reaching out to me, and people that I didn't even know. And they were saying, I've listened to this, the lyrics resonate with me. I had someone actually reach out to me and say, my son has just been diagnosed with this horrible disease also of multiple sclerosis. And I was like, whoa. And I think that at the time I definitely was able to be that person that could connect. I'm quite a communicative person, and I was able to listen and sort of acknowledge what they were going through. And I think that I wasn't quite prepared for that to actually happen, because it hadn't happened with my music in the past. But now that it has, I'm definitely more equipped, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. And you mentioned earlier as well about the fact that the lockdowns meant that you were able to rework some of the songs. Did the lockdowns actually hamper you being able to get into the studios to record as well?
No, that was purely by my own doing. Hamper. Yeah, a little bit, not too much. I reckon I had about 95% of it done before we went in the last sort of long one that we just gone through here in Melbourne. And so, look, there was a little bit that was required left to kind of tidy things up, but I was able to kind of do that by recording at home and sending files and everything. We were pretty confident that what we'd done was going to be the final product. So not really, and we found a way.
Awesome. And now that everything's opening back up again, are you hoping to get out there and do some shows now as well?
100%. I've been bursting to actually just get out there onto a stage all year. I had a couple of shows that were booked earlier in the year at the Wesleyan, and the first one sold out within a few days. And then we booked another one, and within a month or so, the first lockdown hit, and I've rescheduled 4 times since.
Wow.
So we have those shows booked in next February, and that is actually going to kickstart an East Coast sort of national tour, which will run all the way through until May, and hopefully continue on throughout the year. Next year, I've pretty much just put in my diary, 2022 is just dedicated to being on the road. So I'm very much looking forward to getting out there.
Awesome. Well, we're definitely excited about seeing you out on the road as well. We're actually looking to support people that have been doing it tough financially, artists during this time as well. What's the best way for people to be able to support you at the moment, and also to be able to grab a copy of this album? Are there going to be physical copies of this album that people can grab?
Yeah, mate. I've done vinyl for the first time, which is really nice. I've always wanted to put an album out on vinyl, and I've never sort of committed to it, but this one was so special that I had to. So what we've done is I keep saying we've, but it's all just me. I've printed 100 copies of vinyl and 100 copies of CD, and actually on each of the vinyls and the CDs is a special first 100 copies logo. And so anyone that purchases in the first sort of 100 will get a special copy with that printed on it. And the best way to do that is through my website, which is chriscavillmusic.com.
Awesome. And we'll put that link up there as well for people so that they'll be able to find that really easily. If you're listening live on radio, then it'll be up on our website. If you're listening on the podcast, then take a look right below where you found the podcast, and we'll have the link right there. Chris, I think right now we're going to play a double shot of your music. We're going to play Lionheart and Doing Time back to back. So what would you like to say to everybody out there before they take a listen to these two amazing tracks?
Oh, I just, really hope that, these songs resonate with you in some way. I know that, everyone's experienced loss of some kind in their lives, and especially hardship of some kind, especially over the last couple of years. And, the beautiful thing about music is that it connects with your soul, and, it's, for me, it's the most special way to be able to express how I feel. So if there's something that you get from these songs, I'm just truly grateful. So thank you.